Okay, so now I'm what's my health looking like? Now I'm kind of regretting. I don't have no ammo for any of the. I'm gonna take that because surely they're gonna give me some handgun ammo for that. Pull that out. Pull that out. Pull that out. Pull that out. We have another battle ready and pull that out because I need a herb. See, I only have one more rocket. I'm kind of regretting using that launch ammo. God damn it, Greg. Oh, man. Okay. Hold up, hold up, hold up. We gotta put one of these away so we can save. I'm not trying to die today. Today I got time, cuz. I mean, I don't really have time today, but they're throwing shit at me. So at this point, I kind of have to have time. There's no point in me even taking that gunpowder because I don't have. I mean, I'm not trying to. I don't want to make handgun ammo. And I have nothing else. I'm taking all my guns with me though. I'm taking all my guns with me. Should I take all my guns with me? Trial and error. Trial and I don't understand why doesn't Claire come with me? Like, come, Claire. You know, we can both deal with this. They ain't give me no, no. I was so sure they would give me ammunition. Oh yeah, yeah. That's just how video games work. The door's closed. All of it. I can't even discard that. How? Why? That doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm so screwed. I'm so screwed. I haven't got anything to deal with this. I mean, we got the flamethrower. Okay, let's make it happen. Just be alert. It's gonna throw something at me. Just be ready. I'm just gonna unleash all the bullets. You see the way it's taking over the car? I see it! I see the. Is it just gonna stand here and hold this out? It's kind of like that Resident Evil 7 boss. Just gonna stand here. I mean, I probably shouldn't have used the rocket launcher that early. Because this is the perfect spot to just unleash. Trial and error. Trial and error. You have to fail sometimes before excellence can be achieved. Now I know. It's time to unload everything you got, but make sure to keep it this. Now I know that he's just gonna. Okay, so yeah, there's no point in. I mean, there's no point in putting it away either. There's no point in doing anything at this point, because the knives ain't gonna help. You know, I mean, we might as well take Matilda and draw, like, you know, because we ain't, they don't give us anything. I kind of hope they would. Just take everything you got. Everything you do, I might as well take these wooden boards too. Actually, there was some other gunpowder around this side. There we go. All the ammo I can carry. Can I just... I mean, I might as well. It's not going to do anything. Okay, so I'm going to use the rocket launcher last. When that eye exposes itself. Come on, bitch! Standing right here, ready for you, sir. Flamethrowers gotta do good work. Right? Do you have a problem with... I mean, we all have a problem with that. I mean, it's making me believe I'm doing a good job. because Leon's talking smack, but I don't feel like this is actually doing anything. I'm just gonna use it. It's perfect time. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna get back. Didn't do enough. But it did something. Oh my god, this is ugly. I don't feel like this is doing anything. Guys. I don't know if that, I don't know. I feel like at the beginning the flamethrower was doing something just because Leon was talking shit. Like, yeah, you want more? Ha ha ha, you want more? So I feel like it was, but then towards the end it just wasn't. I'm gonna save. So we're gonna start off with a flamethrower. We're gonna save the rocket launcher till as late as possible. Probably till it gets as close as it can, as we can let it. That's the plan, basically. Just save it. That's about the best I can do. Take the knife, I guess. Gunpowder. And gunpowder. And we got another knife. Knife is useless. It really is. I don't think we're ever going to use a knife, but hey, pick it up. Man, I wish I had more ammo, man. Damn, I might as well have saved them 2 Magnum rounds with that I used on the Tyrant. Might as well have saved them. Alright. Oh, wait. Oh, chill. Alright, start off with this. See, like he's talking. Oh, no, not that. Guess that's just scripted for that. Like that. He's saying, you want more? You want my bullets? I guess I was. We have to be close for the flamethrower, though. You know what's crazy? I just went on the internet just to see if I could get a little tip and see if the flamethrower is actually doing damage. And the first thing I see after I type in G stage 5 is a G. Oh my god, a G stage 5 walkthrough. Knife only, no damage. I said, no, if you could do it like that, I just feel like a bitch asking for help now. Oh. 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 Oh, I feel like I'm doing damage so much more already. Look, just burn the stuff around. See, my pad is actually vibrating now. I mean, I have to stay back. I have to stay back, though. Now's the time. Back up. That was so easy! All I had to do was use the flamethrower around me rather than directly on him.
We've got to lose that car!
You're welcome to help at any time. Leon's the fucking man. He just is. I love how he just says what's on your mind. Like, if I was in that situation, I would say the same thing. I'd say, fuck you. You've been following me all game, causing me trouble.
So, are you guys, like, boyfriend and girlfriend?
No. We're just... Well, we actually just met last night?
Yeah. That would have been one hell of a first date, though.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Look, he might be able to give us a ride.
What if it's not just the city?
Get Sherry out of here.
Come on.
Hey, that was Live Another Day by the Great.
He was friendly.
So, is it over?
I don't know. But if it's not, we'll stop it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you damn right we will.
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. Come on.
Hey, you guys can adopt me.
Adopt you.
We can get a puppy
Puppy.
and a parrot.
Parrot.
I always wanted pets, but my mom said they were too messy.
I mean, your mom said a lot of things, you
Next
know.
up on this boring Wednesday is a song to get your blood pumping.
There we go. Okay. I don't really want to skip the credits. Last time I did that on Red Dead Redemption, you came back at me and you was like, "Hey, you missed something." I mean, I don't know why I'm doing it in that voice. Like, apparently I did miss something. I shouldn't have. But I'm gonna skip the credits anyway, because if they got something to show at the end of the credits, just show it anyway. What did we get? I think we still got there. We still got to see 7 hours. That's way too long. 20 saves. I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm going to stream, and I'm not necessarily gonna do a speed run as such, but I'm gonna see how fast I can complete it. I'm gonna try and get maybe a A or an S, and save less times. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, especially for this second campaign. The 7 hours is a bit much, but I like, especially in walkthroughs, I like to take my time. I like, you guys see me, I like to search everything. I like to take my time and immerse into the game. And genuinely, I just like to walk around. Like, a lot of the time, I could be running. I like to walk. It helps with the environment. Helps set the scene. I don't know. Like I said, I take my time. I'm gonna try and do it without taking my time. As for the review now, let's get into a nice quick review of the game. So my reviews generally around a system of, not necessarily like I'll give a rating, but it's more about, will you enjoy the game and is it worth the money? Should you buy the game? As always, never prepared, no notes or anything, so I'm just gonna go off the top of the head. As a whole, it is a very good game. Graphically, very good. Not top tier. We've seen better games graphically. Of course, I'm gonna go to the usuals: God of War, Red Dead Redemption, Detroit Become Human. Some of the best looking games we've seen. This isn't on that level, but graphically, it's very good. I mean, it's weird because in terms of cutscenes and stuff is where I say it's not on that level. But in terms of gameplay, like watching actual gameplay, like graphics are really good. Like the zombies are decrepit, they look a mess, their limbs kind of hang off. The more you shoot with each shot to a leg, for example, the leg will start hanging off more, and you'll see there is detail in the game. There's a lot of detail as well. Little tiny things. There's another thing where I give this game some credit in. Little tiny things with detail. So like when you reload your handgun, I've noticed that Leon will put his flashlight like in his neck, rest his neck while he, little stuff like that. And then while you're doing that, you got a little shadow in the flashlight of him reloading his gun. Little stuff like that. Little tiny details they pay a lot of attention to in this game, and I like that. So graphics are good, not great, but they're still pretty good. They're still pretty good. Here's a remake, you do kind of expect that. Gameplay is where this game makes its money. It's where this game thrives. The gameplay is just solid. Honestly, I can't think of a fault in terms of gameplay. I do have a few faults, but I wouldn't put them into the category of gameplay. Gameplay is solid. I'm trying to think right now if there's anything I would call out for gameplay being a problem. And that kind of makes sense because the whole reason they remade the game is to fix certain problems with gameplay. But the gameplay is very, very... Everything just works. I mean, the movement is smooth, hit detection, all that good stuff just works. Shooting works. I mean, I don't really know what to put into gameplay. Like, sound and stuff kind of goes into gameplay. But overall, like, the way they've made the atmosphere... I'm going to kind of just bunch this into gameplay. Like, the atmosphere and the environment. Perfect. 10 out of 10. Like, you guys saw the second I played the game, all I had to do was walk down the hallway, and it hit me how good it is. Like, they learned a lot from Resident Evil 7 with how to do horror. Not necessarily survival horror stuff, but general horror stuff. Like, yeah. So this game is on the perfect line of, like, not being scary, but being tense. But at the same time, you're worried all the time. But again, I'm just going to slide past gameplay because I genuinely can't think of anything wrong with gameplay. Things that I did... So, generally, this is me at least. A lot of people don't agree, it seems. And I've noticed that a lot of people, especially when the game dropped, there were a lot of people saying that this game is too hard. Which I can't understand. And a lot of that was down to Mr. X. So, Mr. X is always following you. Mr. X is... He doesn't give you time to think. First of all, that's the entire point. That's the entire point of Mr. He's not meant... You're not meant to have time to think. He's meant to panic you. Second of all... What is so hard about just keep running? That's literally all you have to do with Mr. X. Just don't stop running. Like, if he is on you, just don't stop. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's not that hard. Lickers did give me problems earlier. Figured out how to deal with that. But where I say it's too easy is specifically in standard difficulty. And I didn't play on standard difficulty. Well, I did, but like my walkthrough wasn't on standard difficulty, so for me it's not much of a problem. But obviously that is the standard difficulty, so that is the difficulty you kind of got to base the game off of. Standard difficulty gives you, like, it holds your hand too much, and for a regular player, I don't know. Like, I guess that's a good thing. You have to ask them. I am a hardcore Resident Evil fan, so I wasn't necessarily a fan of playing on standard difficulty. They hold your hand way too much. They give you so much ammo, so many herbs and health items, and that just defeats the purpose of Resident Evil. Like, you're meant to be constantly worrying about each shot you take. Do I have enough bullets to enter this room and clear it out? Do I have the herbs, so and so? On standard difficulty, it's kind of like, oh, you look hurt. Here's a herb. Whereas on hardcore, it's like, you look hurt. You better not let them touch you again. You better not get close. That's how it should be. Like, you should back up into a corner and think, shit, I'm in trouble. You shouldn't back up into a corner and think, I got 50 damn bullets. I'm going to unleash them on everybody. You know? And that's how I felt. Like, you could watch back at some point in this walkthrough, I went to standard difficulty because I didn't want to deal with the ink ribbon save stuff. So I went for a few episodes. I think I went to standard. And you could just check out what my inventory was looking like. Stacked with ammo in my item box. You should never have like 40 bullets sitting in your item box. Come on, man. I had like 5 herbs mixed with first aid sprays and green and red sitting in the item box. Never. Come on. But again, I guess that's done for the casuals. I don't know. You have to ask the casuals how they feel about that. Me, I guess it's not too big a deal because for someone like me, I can just play on hardcore. But that's just how I feel. Too easy. That's that. That's one of the problems I have with it. One of the other problems I had was in terms of replayability. Now, this game does have replayability to an extent. Like, they've got a few modes. Like, they've got Fourth Survivor, they've got Tofu. They've obviously got 4 campaigns, technically. So, that in itself is a decent amount of replayability. But when I say replayability, I want to talk more about, like how the game is set up. So, I wish that they kind of randomized how the enemies, or where the enemies were placed. And I kind of wish that they would, like, I wish they would respawn enemies. Now, obviously, if you don't board up the windows, enemies will come in. But I kind of wish that they would just respawn. Because, like, you get to a certain point in this game where you may have killed all the zombies in the police station. It's legitimately possible to kill every zombie in the police station towards like halfway through the game, and then the rest of the police station is just not a problem at all. Like, you're not worried. You just run around the police station willy-nilly, free. There's no worry at all, because I already know when I go into this room, I've cleared out every zombie there is. And I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, I kind of wish that they would, I don't know, man. Like, again, they do let zombies come in through windows sometimes. I just wish they found a way to constantly have the game have you on the edge of your toes. And again, on the same kind of topic, when you start the campaign over again, let me think of an example. So, I'm trying to, let me think of an example. When you go into the east, I think is it the east office or the west? When you go into the west office, you know every time there's going to be that one zombie on the seat, and there's going to be the one zombie in the office. You know exactly where they're going to be. So you know exactly how to handle that every time. So by your second playthrough, it's really not, and you saw it in this walkthrough, like, by my B campaign, I'd done it so much quicker. A lot of the time, I wasn't worried because I knew exactly how it was. So if they just randomized where enemies were constantly, that wouldn't be the case. If I started the game and ran into a room not knowing where everyone is, it would be a lot more worrying than running into a room and I know you're going to be there, I know you're going to be there, so I know I can run straight through here. You know? Does that make sense? It makes sense to me, at least. Yeah, so I wish they would randomize that. Because, again, knowing where everything is takes away from the fear. Let me think of another example. Let me try and think of another example. What other room is there where you really just know? So, like, the east stock room, I think it is, on the top floor, like, right next to the balcony. When you run in there, you know exactly where the enemies are going to be. There's going to be one tucked in the corner here, and there's going to be a one far in the corner. So I know I could sprint in, pick up that herb, run around, pick up that, and then leave. And I don't even have to encounter a zombie. So how about they just randomize it, and the next time I come in, the zombie might be standing right by the door. And then you have to be on your toes the whole time playing. Like, through the second playthrough, a lot of the time, I would just sprint through doors. I'm free. I don't have to worry about what's on the other side because I know what's on the other side and I know exactly where it is. If it was random, every time I go through every door, I would have to sneak. I'd have to check my corners. I'd have to have my P's and Q's up. The only thing that's kind of random is Mr. X. Every other enemy is not random, including lickers and including dogs. So that's one of the only downsides I have with the game. The campaign length itself is kind of short, and the story itself is not the best, but we already know that. Like, it's not about the story really. Like, the story is it's passable, it's fine, it's not a deep story. It doesn't even really have a great ending. It doesn't have a great ending, but again, it's not about a story. So but everything else is so amazing in the game. The atmosphere is executed brilliantly. The gameplay, just how smooth it is. It's a modernized version of a classic game. It's about as good as I can put it. So is it worth the money? I would say it's definitely worth the money, especially if you're a Resident Evil fan. If you're a Resident Evil fan, it goes without saying. Buy this. This is the best. For me, it is the best Resident Evil game of all time, I would say. Close up there with Resident Evil 4. The only thing that stops it from being the best, well, if it wasn't the best, the only thing that would change, make that the case. The only thing that would make that the case is, like I said, the story is lackluster. But everything else, the experience itself is amazing. Is it worth the money? Yes. Should you buy it? Yes. If you're not a fan of survival horror games, it's a tough one. Because again, story is a little bit lackluster. It's very short. Like you say, I just completed it in 7 hours, but you can have the campaign done in 2 or 3. 2 or 3 hours campaign done, at least one of them. So that's one thing. The only other thing I was going to say was... What was the other thing I was going to say? What was the other thing? Again, yeah. Also, like I said, the replayability. It does kind of hurt the replayability that everything isn't random. Because it's kind of like, it's not as enjoyable the 4th and 5th and 6th time round when you know where everything is going to be. Including enemies, you know? Because you kind of just run through it without having to encounter them a lot of the time. And it takes away a lot of the scares. It takes away a lot of that stuff. So, as an overall rating, I would still give it a 9 out of 10. Which is about as high as it can get on this channel, because I don't give games 10 out of 10. I don't give anything 10 out of 10 in life, period. Because nothing is perfect. There is always something that can be better. Even if the great things, even the best parts of games can be better. You know? Like, I would say The Last of Us is damn near a flawless game, but it could still be better. It could just be more flawless. Even Red Dead Redemption didn't get a 10. I think I gave Red Dead Redemption a 9.5. So I would give this either a 9, or, if I'm being extra critical, an 8.5. But I would say 9. That's how I'm feeling right now. Definitely worth it. Great game to play through. And now they've added some DLC as well. So, they've added free DLC, 3 new modes, which just add to replayability. We'll have to see down the line how much DLC they keep adding for that. But if they keep it up, that just adds to replayability and even more so of why you should buy it. But that's about it for the review. Overall, 9 out of 10. Around that area. Could give it a little bit better. Could give it a little bit worse. So 9 out of 10, give or take a few. 8.9, 8.8, 9.2, whatever. So that's it for the walkthrough. Like I said, Twitch stream every now and again, maybe a speed run. I'm gonna do tonight or this evening the new things, the new DLC, the Ghost Survivors. So follow me on Twitch and turn up there. And then new walkthroughs when Batman and Hitman are done. So one of them I'm gonna put a poll up for. One of them is most likely gonna be Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And then the third game, I might just wait until Devil May Cry comes out. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the walkthrough. Thank you for passing through. Love you all. Peace.